And Alice has agreed to come along to give us some hints and tips today. Alice, could you tell us what sort of sight level you have at the moment and a little bit about your sight loss story?
Yes, I got diagnosed with macular degeneration nearly 10 years ago. I was very frightened, very scared because my children were very young, and I was a year away from being a state registered nurse at the hospital, so I was completely devastated.
Okay, so after your diagnosis, you picked yourself up, you learnt to move on. In your day-to-day life, what sort of hints and tips can you show us today?
With hints and tips, with shampoos, the majority of shampoos and conditioners are roughly the same colours because it's very hard to distinguish one from another. So what I do is, say for example, a shampoo bottle, I'd have one elastic band on, and with a conditioner with two, and you keep them on the middle of the bottle so they don't fall off.
Yeah, so you've got one elastic band there and two on there, and they're quite easy to feel, aren't they?
Yeah, it'd be pointless having them on the tops because you'd be taking the tops off all the time. So it's much easier to find. And they can be the same colour or different colours, each to their own preference.
That's fantastic. And how about using the phone?
Using the phone, well, what I do is I use what they call the home run. So the home run is the middle numbers, so your 4, 5 and 6. So for example, I'm left-handed, so I put my little finger there, and then as you go along like that, and then if you want to find 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5 and 6, you just move them up and down. So it's quite easy.
Quite simple.
It's quite simple, and I know what all the other buttons are, but they don't qualify for what I need, so I just use these ones, and it's much easier. And as you can see, they've got a black background and nice white bold numbers, so it's very clear.
So that's basically the layout for most keypads, isn't it? So you could use those on anything that's got a keypad on, really. How about in the kitchen and with contrast and
Contrast
things?
is very important to me because with macular degeneration it affects fine details. Okay. And say for example you wouldn't have a white glass on a white work surface because the colours would blend in together and that would cause accidents. So I use brightly coloured knife handles, for example.
So these are absolutely perfect.
They're brilliant, especially the yellow, because I love yellow. Yellow stands out for me. So yellow, the blues, the greens, the pinks, all those colours are much easier. And if they're not in a holder or if they're in a drawer, instead of rummaging around trying to find something, you can see the colours because they will stand out.
You can see the colours.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned before, things like brightly coloured glasses.
Yes.
And the mats, so what sort of thing would you use the mats
for?
I'd
use that on a tray. You can get ones like this, or you can get sticky ones. So I'd have maybe a white tray with a red mat, because the colours would stand out for me. And then obviously on top of that, a white mug or yellow mug.
That's absolutely fantastic.
And it makes life a lot easier.
Brilliant.
Avoiding accidents. And if you've got your tray, if you're making a drink, hot drink, if you make any spillages, it's contained in the tray.
Top tip.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for that.
That's okay.
Thank you.
It's okay.